This is my blaster experiment that I've been working on. On the left side is a stock blaster hydraulic setup, so it's 03 to 06. On the right is a modified upper blaster A-arm to have a Banshee / Warrior spindle. So, as you can see, I've welded in a new ball joint. Don't pay attention to the welds, I'm no professional. And in stock format, it's got this ball joint at a pretty tight angle, but there is a little bit more played this way, but this is at full extended stock. And you see on the blaster side, the ball joint isn't as stressed. So a concern that I had with the switching to the Banshee / Warrior spindle was bump steer. And bump steer is as the A-arms travel up and down, they affect the length of the tie rod in comparison to them, so it ends up turning a small amount. What I found is that when these arms travel all the way up, the spindle likes to go forward, and it's the same thing with the Banshee / Warrior setup. As these A-arms travel up, they come forward a little bit. So that concern is figured out. Another concern was how the tie rod on the Banshee / Warrior spindle would react with the A-arms and clearances and such, because on the Banshee / Warrior spindles, the tie rod has to go underneath the spindle up into it, and on the blaster ones, it goes down into the spindle. Don't mind the zip tie here, this end's all messed up. But as you can see, when it travels all the way in, and this is full lock, it clearances everything fine. And when it comes all the way full lock this way, everything is fine. I'll show you the blaster side for comparison. So this travels this way, so it doesn't really come anywhere near anything. When it goes in, plenty of room everywhere. So now I have the arms fully extended, and as you can see, the stock side hangs down a little bit more than the Banshee Warrior spindle side. This is not too much of a concern because it's beyond the limitations of the shock travel, so they would naturally want to be up higher anyway when the shocks were attached, so they could never fully extend this far anyway, but I wanted to show this. So now I want to talk about the travel upwards. So on the blaster side, when this comes all the way up, it is 10 inches from the upper shock mount to this lower shock mount. With the Banshee Warrior side, it only comes up to there, and it's 11 inches from the upper shock mount to the lower shock mount. However, it still comes up higher than the bottom of the frame, so your frame would hit before your A-arms would hit. I don't think too many riders are going to be traveling this far. I don't even know if I don't actually think the stock shocks are capable of compressing that far. So I want to talk about how I did this. So on the stock blaster A-arms, it appeared to me that they had welded in a ball joint here. So if you scrape off some of this paint, you can see a very faint weld pattern going around it. So what I did was I ground this off completely and smacked it out, and it left a perfect circle in here. So I knew that YFZ 450s use a pressed in ball joint, so I ordered one of those, and it fit perfectly in the circle that was left here. So I set it in, make sure it was all level and spaced properly this way and this way, and welded it in. And again, don't pay attention to these welds, I'm definitely not a professional, but it went right in perfectly, and it seems to be a possible solution to go to a hydraulic brake setup. I'm gonna guess that you'd have premature wear of these ball joints if you were fully extending them often. But when you have weight on the machine, you're going to be up a little bit farther like this. And most of the time when you're traveling upwards, not, you know, fully extended. So I don't think it would be too much of a problem, but it's definitely a place of concern, especially seeing that, you know, this is welded in, you can't just take it out. You could possibly drill this out bigger and put a steel sleeve in here, so you could just press these in and out, but that would be a lot of extra work, and you would definitely have to make sure that you were square with everything, and you'd really need a jig to do it properly. But yeah, so this is my little experiment that I did. Thanks for watching.